All right. Now let's load in to our next great team. Next great fight. We are going to have the Pinoy Penguin, Chunky Sucks, Davey, Dota Eliter Star, and Infinity Destinies facing off against Dabox, Nidus Herman, Zane King, Docta, and I'll just call her Climax. Q1 IMAX. I think it's supposed to be Climax. Now, I had to pick this game for a number of reasons. We've seen Zane King make unbelievable, incredible, jaw-dropping plays the last time that we watched him. Pinoy Penguin is known for his Amumu jungle. I don't know Dota Eliter Star Infinite Destinies very well. I've actually only seen Dota Eliter Star's name show up once. But that's enough. Pinoy Penguin on Amumu, definitely worth watching. On the flip side of this, what do we have? Dabox on Vigor. Dabox on Vigor is without a doubt the best Vigor player I've actually been able to witness. Now, I don't know if he'll have a good game this game. He might not go so great for him. But he is the best Vigor I've actually personally come across. Climax getting really unfortunate there. He does get his Vault Breaker off before Amumu is able to bandage onto him, but the bandage lands anyway, allowing Amumu to get off an ultimate, and that is the end of Climax. Down bottom, we have a lot of fighting back and forth here between Zane King and Nidus Herman. Actually, that's quite an interesting switch-up against Infinite Destinies and Dota Eliter Star. Doctor gets knocked into the tower. Luckily, he has Repel and is able to get rid of that tower aggro. Comes back down on Alistair and picks him off. Dabox came in and landed the killing blow on Infinite Destinies. Nothing better for picking up kills than that Vigor ultimate, and I'm really excited already because that means he could be getting rolling early on here. Now that's a really tough lane for him. If you look, it's a Vigor up against a Riven. It's no surprise that we see that Vigor's behind on last hits. I would expect that to be a trend that continues because, man, Riven is so punishing to most immobile mages, and Vigor is a very, very immobile mage. Now, Docta, another great jungler, so we'll be seeing if we have any great plays coming out of him. Interestingly, though, this bottom lane, Zane King, a top lane player, opting to go support, to Nidus Herman, a support player, playing AD carry. Now, that's kind of an odd mix-up. You would think normally a solo laner would be more comfortable with AD carry and have Nidus Herman just play support. Now, Dabox here, definitely going to die if that ultimate hits him, but he barely manages to walk out. A great cocoon coming from Doctor in order to save Vigor's life. Now we've got Climax coming in. He probably has his ultimate, but it won't matter because Doctor's going to get crushed by the three people that collapsed on him, and now Climax is absolutely without a doubt dead. I'm not sure if he'd have tried to ult or ignite, raise that last tower hit came in, if he'd been able to pick up the kill. But here we're going to see the 5. Wow, Davey almost dies to the combination of Zane King passive and the ultimate from Ezreal. Now Vigor picks up a nice kill on Caitlyn there. Really good stun, not surprising. Dabox has the best stuns I've ever witnessed. They're completely incredible. I wish I was making that up, but I'm not. They're unbelievable. The question is, no matter how well Dabox plays, if he falls exceptionally far behind Riven, it's over. He's toast. There's no way he can keep up with the Riven. Dabox stun is on a much longer cooldown than Riven stun, and he is far less capable until he gets many more items of putting out the kind of burst that Riven's going to be able to put out. Nidus Herman almost certainly dead here. There's no way his Arcane Shift's going to come up in time. It does not. Yet another example of people attempting a movement-based ability while Pinoy Penguin has already landed his bandage. Sure, it means that Pinoy Penguin doesn't end up landing right next to them, but has still sealed their fate each time that has occurred. It's another good example. Dabox just going to struggle greatly against Davey here. He's going to attempt to follow up Docta's attack. Probably should go okay, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Riven. Riven's just going to be able to escape from these guys. She does have to blow flash, so that is a good thing. No flash up for them. Climax takes turret hits, and he's likely dead here to Chunky Sucks. Yes, he is. So it's a... Oh, man. Docta just barely doesn't pick up Davey before dying under his double turret die. Perhaps that's a bit too aggressive coming from Docta, but you can't blame him. They need to do anything they can to try to shut down Riven. Dabox here with no turret to back him up. Oh my god, an incredible double stun, but it doesn't matter because he gets creep blocked by his own creeps. He's going to fall. That was a ridiculous stun. Really nicely done, but Unfortunately, he's dead anyway. He does have actually Sork boots, but he still seems so very slow. I guess that's Veigar base movement speed for you. So, allow me to organize my overlay so we have our champions where we want them to actually represent their lanes. Here we go. Interestingly, Vi is getting absolutely crushed by top lane Gragas. Now, this might be her opportunity right here, as Chunky Sucks has wandered all the way down to the bottom lane. Vi might be able to try to catch back up in levels and maybe get a little damage on the turret, but Climax is having an extremely rough time with Gragas. I was going to say I would have otherwise thought that a top lane Vi will make for an extremely fun game to watch, because Vi is a champion that can put out really, really awesome damage in a really fun way in the event that she gets a lot of gold, which a lane Vi is much more likely to do rather than a jungle Vi. However, unfortunately, we're seeing him have really, really struggle here against Gragas. Chunky Sucks playing a really good Gragas at the top lane, to his credit. I'm surprised. Top lane Gragas, not necessarily a very well-known champion lane matchup, but he's making it work very well. We've got Chunky and Davey invading here on the blue buff, and Debox with a really, really great stun onto Davey, but Chunky Sucks comes in and body blocks the ultimate from the box, so Davey's not going to die. I don't think he would have died anyway. Docta now in danger. He's going to have the ultimate get blocked. He takes the Gragas ultimate and is still alive. So really good survivability right now coming out of Docta. He's managed to stay alive this whole time. Climax now probably going to die to a Mumu. He's really, really having a rough time. And Red is just getting bullied out of their jungle right now by the blue team. They're, in fact, going to successfully steal this blue. Pinoy Penguin not messing around. Just gets his tantrum, says, man, get out of here. I'm not going to try to play the skill shot game with you. I'm not going to risk missing it. I'm just going to eat you, and you are done. So Debox continuing to struggle against the pressure that the aggressive melee champions are giving him, and Vi continuing to have a really, really, really rough time in top lane. That's really going to bum me out if Climax doesn't ever make a comeback, because Vi's a really fun champion to watch when she orients herself for damage. Now let's see what Debox's Q stack is up to at this point. So far he has only 25 bonus ability power. Still pretty good. That's more than an amp tome, but is it going to be enough? 14 minutes in, only 25 last hits with his Q. Another beautiful stun on Dota Eliter Star. He just ults his way out of it. One of those really nice parts about playing Alistar is you can sort of become a little CC immune with your ultimate, since you can get yourself out of one guaranteed. Makes you very hard to hold down, which makes a lot of sense as per his lore. So now Red's got that bottom lane turret. However, their inner turret in the mid lane is under risk. Chunky Sucks putting a lot of pressure on the Climax. He's going to have to recall. He's just already too low, and he can't take more damage combos from Gragas. We could see the middle turret go down here for Red, which would start putting them really, really far behind as far as the objective game goes. However, Debox comes to the rescue of his turret. Be interested in seeing if he's looking to make a stun and make a play. Docta gonna potentially walk around the corner into a lot of pain. I think he realizes that there's some danger there, and he's gonna instead look to back off. He's gonna get chased though. Another good stun by Debox, keeping Docta safe from the pressure. And now we've got 3 pushing mid here for blue. All of them really, really big threats to Veigar and Docta, who are pretty low health targets. Gragas could knock them into danger. Alistar could headbutt knock up for danger, and of course Davey incredibly mobile on Riven. Now he already has a Tiamat. He's looking to go for a Hydra first. He actually doesn't even have boots. He's almost like the fastest moving person on the map, but doesn't even have boots. One of the big strengths of Riven. Mobility is really incredible. So Pinoy Penguin calls for and picks up a dragon for his team, putting Red up 4,000 gold at 16 minutes. That is a very large number. Climax will die here, I'm nearly certain. Yep, Chunky Sucks with a great body slam to stop the Vault Breaker from Climax, and it doesn't look like he's going to be catching up anytime soon. Davey, however, getting comboed down and taken out. Dota Leader Star tries to come in and do something about it, Oh, he does have Ignite, so he will pick up this kill. Doctor tries to make the most of the situation and put as much damage as he can on his way out. Debox and Zane King both throw their stuns, but Dota Leader Star flashes his way to safety. No flash on the cow. Probably won't matter though. Now a 4,400 gold advantage. Make that nearly 5,000. Over 5,000. Wait a minute. No, make that a 5,000 gold advantage for the blue team. Debox has another one of his boxes flash. Won't matter. We're going to see the ultimate come out any second. No, we're not. I'm not sure why he saved that. Oh, he did pick up the kill, though. I actually don't think he needs to use his ultimate to get the bonus 5, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the way it works is that you gain, yes, 5 ability power when you kill a champion from any damage source. Now, Pinoy Penguin just going to tank the tower here and take it out. I think he probably will get killed, but I'm not positive. We're going to see Debox land a clutch stun, as usual. Gets off the ultimate right as Amumu manages to flash advantage over a wall. So there's another 5 ability power for Vigor. He's put himself up at 44 now. He's got 2 amp tomes. Still a little ways to go before he even gets to a needlessly large rod, but he might be able to make his way there if Red can just survive long enough and start putting some pressure back onto Blue. That's what we're seeing right now, is Blue is fully in control of the flow of the game. They're the ones who are making the plays happen, and they're the ones who are controlling where the pressure is, where the vision is on the map. Right now, Red is not able to dictate gameplay onto Blue at all. They aren't able to make them move where they want them to go, and they're not able to threaten the objectives that they actually want to get. So that's what we need to see if Red wants to transition from this deficit they have successfully into the late game. Because if they're not able to start getting some kind of force on the blue team, if they're not able to start controlling the game flow at all, we're not going to see a late game. Blue's going to end this before we get there. And that's really where Vigor needs to be, because he's going to become an unstoppable force should he manage to get there. Climax possibly suiciding for this turret. We'll have to see. Goes for a short vault breaker. Unfortunately, he tries to juke out Chunky, but Chunky doesn't even remotely fall for it. Climax just gives up and accepts his death. Now an 0-6 Vi, really struggling. He needs to find some way to get money. And that could be that he needs his team to start taking more global objectives for him so that he gets gold without having to actually be there to pick it up. Dota Leader Star goes for a stun combo. Doesn't land. Good combo between Debox and Docta to land up some damage on that Alistar. The Leona ultimate saves Debox, but Pinoy Penguin's in the back line. We see a Gragas barrel. It's going to in fact kill Debox, and it does. Docta is now going to be the next to fall. He's got nowhere to go. He tries to recall back to Caitlyn, but she'll just pick him off and kill him. He's been forsaken by his team. Looks like he might be able to make it out of here. If that Amumu lands a bandage on him, he's completely toast. Amumu does not land a bandage, but he does not manage to block the Riven ultimate from Davey, so he goes down. Climax trying to make a kill attempt on Chunky Sucks, does not get it. Now Chunky Sucks has gone godlike. Nidus Remain about to get dropped. Zane King tries to pick up Chunky Sucks himself. Unfortunately, he's not going to pick that off. Davey's now diving underneath the turret. Should be a pretty easy kill for Debox. It is. Infinite Destinies now will probably get picked off by Debox as well. Still no one has managed to kill Chunky Sucks, so he's now 8-1. Really incredible score. On the flip side, 0-7 Vi. I believe at this point Climax is just completely demoralized. We keep seeing him just not even fight. Whereas if he'd been able to get off one more auto attack, perhaps Zane King's efforts to take out Gragas would have paid off. Looks like, oh no, Amumu did not just pick up Dragon. Okay, 1 minute left on Dragon. Could be an opportunity for Red to try to make a play. And make no mistake, Red has a pretty good team, but individually they're all pretty weak right now, other than Vigor. So these non-team fights are really rough on them because they don't have the ability to hold their lane very well on their own. Even Vigor, who is doing quite well. Oh, and another great stun from Vigor, and Davey is done. Goodbye, Davey. Vigor, no ultimate for that, so unfortunately he wasn't able to pick up the kill. But taking out Davey is no problem anyway. I'm sure they're happy about that. Now 64 bonus AP on Debox. You're going to see another double person stun here from him. He gets his Dark Matter to come down, but in comes the 8-1 Gragas. Doctor will die here. I'm fairly certain of it. Oh, the knockaway is nice, but it's in the turret that kills him, so that's unfortunate. Climax is just attempting to get some solo farm for himself, as he's just so incredibly woefully far behind. Gragas could potentially be going to end his life, we're not sure. Unfortunately for Red, the only kills they've been able to pick up recently are just picking off, Dabox picking off people with really, really great stuns. But if that's not even possible, if people are too low for Dabox to be able to pull that off, then there's just nothing Red can do about it. Dabox needs the front line to hold for him as well while he does that. He does pick up a Mumu there. He should have a stun coming back up relatively soon. We see a Mumu go down. He's looking to get Chunky Sucks with a stun. Oh, he goes for the flash stun on Infinite Destinies. It lands. He gets the kill there. He takes a huge ult from Chunky Sucks, but Red is now grouped up and trying to space away from Chunky so that they don't risk getting dropped by him as he starts playing more of an assassin-oriented Gragas. Now 3 from Red are in danger of dying here as Chunky Sucks and Davy could look to collapse on them. Vigor goes back to pick up a needlessly large rod. He's at 392 AP with 76 bonus. He's now nearly up to a needlessly large rod. This is dangerous though. While he is starting to get to a point where he's really strong, the danger is if he's the only person on the team that's really strong, Blue is just going to attempt to run him over every team fight, and he needs people to keep him safe. He needs a front line that can keep everyone off of his back so that he can get that damage out. And if he doesn't have that, there's nothing he can do. Vigor is a champion that is notoriously bad at defending himself. His stun is generally used offensively, and even if it is used as a defense, it's not the world's best defense, not by a long shot. Once you close to Vigor, it's over. So I guess the teamwork between Vega, Zinking, and Doctor is going to be what makes or breaks this game for Red. And it could well be that they won't make a comeback. This could be a game of Blue doing a very good job of closing it out. They are making the right moves to close out a game. They're pressuring turrets every chance that they get. They're using their advantages to try to dominate individual lanes when they have the chance. They're roaming and looking for ganks like they're going to get on Nidus or Man. Nidus is certainly dead here. Down he goes. They're going to pick up a turret off of this. Again, these are the right moves that they're making. Zenking looks for a Zenith Blade. It does not land. Okay, it looks like the pressure on this turret will get rebuffed. I wouldn't be surprised to see Blue Team swing down for Dragon soon. Dabox looks for a stun. Unfortunately gets dashed out of. He gets hit by a Mumu's bandage and ult it, and see, they just jump onto him and there's nothing that can be done. It's over. As soon as they get onto Vigor, that's going to be the end. Vigor is just not able to survive once people get onto him. And in that case, Alistair even managed to flash on him. The Ezreal comes across and would have been able to spell a kill for Climax onto Davy had it hit. Climax needs to just auto-attack Dota Leader Star for now, or else he's going to be in big trouble. Oh, really, really good play by Climax to draw them into bait for the Nidus show up, and they managed to pick off Davy. Anytime they can kill Davy, that's very good. Someone needs to try to take out this Gragas. At some point, they're going to have to try to set a pick for him, because a 9-1 Gragas, that could be a lot of money that they could get into somebody's hands, possibly Vigor's. Vigor now with a death cap. Let's see what he's rocking for AP. This is kind of going to be the story of the game. Just what's Vigor's AP at? What's his passive at? 500 ability power on Vigor. He's getting an 83 ability power bonus, increased by another 30%. So that's another 24 ability power coming from his passive on top of what he is just getting. So a total of like 100 plus ability power coming from his passive right now, and will only continue to get larger. Death cap scaling, of course, well with any AP champion, but exceptionally well with Vigor, due to the way his passive works. Infinite Destinies really wants to go for this dragon, but it would appear that he can't figure out exactly where to place himself to attack over the wall. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to just... Oh, okay, I see. He's just going to net over the wall and start taking the dragon. Gotcha. I was going to say, I'm not sure why he doesn't just walk around and kill it, but... Full combo there coming out of Vigor only takes Davey to 1/3 HP. Or maybe not even really, more like 2/5. Dota Leader Star gets caught out here. They're going to try to kill him through his ultimate. They should be able to pick him up, but oh, maybe not. We see Ezreal get knocked away. That could mean that they're not going to find him. Nope. Doctor's going to drop in on top of the Zane King ultimate. It looks like it'll be okay. Vi's going to ult in right into the middle to try to get onto Davey. We see a AoE stun as well as the AoE snare matching up between Vigor and Amumu. Zane King's going to attempt to back out of the fight. No one manages to block the bullet. He dies. Nidus Hermain gets jumped on by Davey. Is going to get killed by Davey any second now. There it is. Now Vigor's in a really bad spot. He lands a stun on 3 and picks off Caitlyn, but if he doesn't have flash, it won't matter because he's going to die. He does have flash, but Davey's still going to be able to gap close onto him and drop him, and now Docta is left running for his life. He should be able to escape, but you never know. In comes Davey. He's not afraid, just goes under the turret, and due to his audacity, Docta's dead. Now, had Docta simply either taken the Gragas barrel to the face or never even attempted to turn around to stop Davey, there's a chance that he could have survived. Gonna respond to a message I just got. So Vigor picking up more kills there. For his sake, hopefully soon he'll be finishing his Void Staff because his damage was not particularly threatening to Davey. Again, we saw Davey take a full combo from Vigor and only went down to slightly below half health. He does have, let's click on him for a second here, 151 magic resist between his Spirit Visage, his Mercury Treads, and his base magic resist. Likely has magic resist runes. I'm not sure what his masteries would be, but he probably has magic resist runes since he knew he was going to be running up against a Vigor. Or a Veigar. I prefer Vigor, I guess. I don't particularly know why. In reality, I think it should be pronounced Veigar, but I'm going to continue to call it Vigor just because habits die hard. Vigor, on the other hand, still no Void Staff. That likely is what he's going for next to that Blasting Wand. His passive is now up to 91. He himself is now up to 566 ability power. My friends wishing me well on casting. Unfortunately, I wish they could be here watching this with me because the whole point of casting, in my opinion, is to bring the entertainment to people that are excited to see the match. So it's a little bit difficult. It can be a little bit of a challenge to do by myself. I'm just solo casting and I have no audience to cast to. Vigor going all in for Chunky Sucks. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Oh, the Knight just barely doesn't get him. Oh, such a big gamble taken by DeBox, but it just barely does not pay off. Just so very barely. Doctor manages to avoid the Pinoy Penguin ult, but he's still going to die anyway because blue damage output is just too big, and without the extra utility and damage coming from Vigor, they don't have any real threats to stop blue from just walking all over them. Zane King and Climax are doing their best to be the CC that they need to stop blue from just walking all over their base, but it's not quite enough. We do see Davey go down. Possibly Nidus Hermain can be the saving grace for his team. All he needs to do is get a Q, and Infinity is going to die. He should be able to beat Dota Leader Star. He does. Now all that's left as a threat is Amumu. Whew! He makes a good choice by not trying to chase because I'd imagine a Bandage and a Tantrum would be enough to kill Nidus Hermain in this position. Nidus takes out some minions on his way back. Is a little bit worried about Chunky Sucks coming in and creating a problem, which is fair. We still have no Void Staff onto the box. This is going to be the real story here. Whether or not the box ever manages to come up with the Void Staff. I'm sure he will soon. Let's take a look at his gold and see where he's at. Not nearly enough. So we know that he needs at least 400 of that to go towards another Amplifying Tome, and then 1,000 on top of that. So he's still at least 900 gold off. Really, really dire straits for Red right now. Now again, because DeBox played a gambit and went all in on Chunky Sucks, Red had an exceptionally hard time there defending their turret. Luckily for Red, Blue really played that turret dive quite poorly. And Nidus Hermain has gone Blue Ezreal build. That means he's got he actually has good AoE damage as well as exceptional utility. Really, really great utility coming out of Blue Ezreal, and that's the important part. Now, Davy has disconnected, and Red shows no mercy. They do not care. They feel no pity. They take him out. I really like Nidus Herman's choice of Blue Ezreal. I'm not sure. I doubt that he decided to do this build out of seeing the team comp and foreseeing this scenario, but given the fact that Red really needs the utility to try to hold Blue in place in order to be able to win prolonged fights, Blue Ezreal ends up being the perfect build. Now Red really getting some desperately needed objectives here while Davy is disconnected from the game. It did say Davy reconnected. We'll have to see. He does appear to be moving. Now Climax and Zane King go in here on the two tanks from Blue. Sorry. They do manage to get onto Infinite Destinies. DeBox get a stun down, but he doesn't actually hit anyone. DeBox is looking for an opportunity to hit a high value target with his combo. Climax re-engages, as does Nidus Herman. Nidus Herman in a little bit of trouble, but again, he's Blue Ezreal. He does a lot of damage, and he's very, very good at escaping. DeBox with a great stun that helps pick off Alistair, and Pinoy Penguin and Chunky Sucks have to back out. Davy was not there for any part of that fight and is only now showing back up. Red may not realize Davy's gone, are going to go for... Okay, good. They were pinging Baron. Had they gone for it, that would have been a very dangerous call, to say the least, because 4 people low on Red at Baron would have been Davy's dream come true. With flash up, he could have just ultimated in and killed so very many people. Wow. Ezreal purchasing up a Storm when he went back. Finishes Bloodthirster. What? It says purchased a Quicksilver Sash, but he does not have one. And purchased a Spectre's Cowl. So I suppose he bought the Quicksilver Sash by accident, sold it, and picked up a Spectre's Cowl. Anyway, DeBox now with a Void Staff, which is that breaking point I said we needed to watch for, up to 629 AP. Let's see, Doctor might be caught out here. I don't think Chunky's going to commit to it. He does not. Good choice on his part. Was probably a little too dangerous. Dota Leader Star is going to knock Nidus Herman into his certain death. Wow, DeBox manages, however, to combo into Chunky Sucks as a counter. Infinite Destinies gets caught, and DeBox lands that kill. DeBox getting a lot of assistance from his team to try to stop Davy from killing him. DeBox with another beautiful stun to pick up a triple kill to drop Davy here. Let's see if DeBox is going to get set up by his team for a pentakill. It's possible. We'll have to follow. It depends on what happens with his Dota Leader Star. No, he will not get a pentakill no matter what. He will get the delayed Quadra. I'm not sure if it will declare it. It will not. It was too long for it to become a Quadra. Davy disconnects, but he definitely seemed to be present for that fight. He probably was lagging very hard, however, based off the fact that his movements were very sluggish, and he randomly procced Ravenous Hydra in a situation that seemed like I'm not sure why he would even do that. Still, even if he had been connected, really, really good peeling for DeBox coming out of Red. I'm not sure he would have been able to get onto DeBox. But it could be that he was lagging so bad he never even got to fire his ultimate, which would be really, really unfortunate for him. So it says he's reconnected again, and he does appear to be back in the game. So we're not sure quite what the issue is with Davy. It could be that he has extremely high latency, which would be really unfortunate since Blue has been leading this whole game, and it could cost them to lose a game they've been in control of the entire time. It could be that his connection is iffy, going in and out. That seems unlikely. It seems very deliberate that he disconnected and reconnected after that team fight. So he probably is lagging. He's now just standing in the middle of the lane. Perhaps he's still struggling from issues. That will likely be the loss for the blue team if that isn't able to get corrected here for Davy. Lady McHugh. Well, I only hope to be doing this for a living. That is my dream. But until there is an offer extended to me, it's not quite my living yet. It's just my dream. So, DeBox picks up another needlessly large rod. That will most certainly be good. Well, there's only one item left that he could actually get with the needlessly large rod that he doesn't already have. So that'll be going towards the Zanya's Hourglass, which will help him a lot. That still won't be a completed item. That'll only be his 5th item. Really good stun coming out from the box, but he goes all in for it to pick up the Caitlyn and dies. Not so good. Davy's going to get picked off here. That's good for red. Bad for blue. Blue is still in an okay position because Chunky Sucks is still alive and he can still pick up kills. He has a lot of damage output. For some reason, he's become a lot less confident in his play during these fights. He doesn't seem to trust his own damage or burst. He's become a lot less dominant within his sphere of influence, as evidenced by him simply backing off right now. He is afraid. Before, he was a commanding figure. Now, he's simply afraid. Davy disconnected again and reconnected. Still struggling from latency. Really unfortunate for red. And I think red's going to have to stop where they are. I don't believe it would be that great of a decision for them to go for Baron right now. And there's no way that they're going to try to face tank a tower with Gragas still alive on the blue team. It's still a 10-2 Gragas, but we're seeing Chunky Sucks play really, really, really passive. We're going to have to see if he's able to get himself back into it. It could be nerves, he could be shaken, he might be a little frustrated. We'll have to see if he can pick his morale back up because this team definitely needs him, especially with the latency issues that Davy seems to be having. Now, Vigor does finish the Zanya's Hourglass. So all he has is 1 item left. Let's see how much AP that man has. 850 AP on Debox, who gets totally obliterated, by the way. Really good play, however, by Davy, Chunky Sucks, and Infinite Destinies. I'm sad to see it, but it was still an exceptionally good play. Really nice job by them to pick off Debox. Debox was way too far out, perhaps a little too cocky. Now blue just going straight out for Baron here. Kind of a questionable decision because Nidus Remain is so powerful right now. Nidus Remain does have to use her flash there. That's pretty unfortunate. Apparently they do not realize that the Baron is being done right now. Ezreal, Nidus Remain is going to be looking to shoot off an ultimate any second. Does not get it. Doctor does not get it. He does flash over the wall. He gets knocked back into the Baron pit, however. And it's now pretty much all on Nidus Remain who gets caught. He does manage to E out, but it looks like he's dead anyway. Yes, he is. Alright, so we've got, only 5 seconds left on the box, so he could come up and save this from being the end of the game. I don't think he's going to be able to stop the turret and the inhibitor going down, but he is going to be able to stop blue from ending the game right here. So, good news for red if they play it safe. If they just go all in right now, it won't matter. Debox will die, and that will be the end of the game. And that is sort of what's happening. Debox needs to go way out the outside and make it back to the base. Or now he needs to leave his base and recall. Really bad idea by Sand King in the box to try to initiate there. Debox now behind the play. In danger of dying. He does get picked off. Really, really, really bad. Pinoy Penguin's going to get dropped, but this is an extremely bad thing for red right now. They only have 1 turret left. Doctor's alive now, but is it going to be enough? Triple kill coming out of Climax. Really well done by him, but Doctor goes into an overly dangerous situation. I'm not sure why. Luckily, Zane King's come back to support him, and Blue Ezreal's up right now, so this should be the end of Davy. Davy should die. He will. Alright, and the 1 turret's going to stay alive for red, but oh man, it just seems like that whole fight could have gone much, much better for red team if Debox and Zane King had just not committed so hard to trying to fight under that turret. I think their best option would have just been to let it go. So, Alistar is now proving to be, and I guess Amumu, now that I'm looking at the items, Alistar and Amumu are starting to be big threats for Debox because his initial stun is not working on them. They've got Banshee's Veil, so they're just walking right through the stun, not a problem, and posing a huge, huge threat to Debox because of that. Now, how much gold does Debox have? Okay, virtually none. Oh, because he bought Home Guard. I was going to say, he still has the Crystalline Flask. So, he still has a ways to go before he's able to pick up a 6th item. He might want to consider Guardian Angel. He might just want to go for more damage to make it so that he can remove anyone from the map, not just Chunky Sucks or... Ooh, actually he can't remove Chunky Sucks from the map with 1 combo. Chunky has now picked up a Guardian Angel. I'm not sure where he is. I don't see him on the mini-map. There he is. Is it up? It is up. So he has a Guardian Angel up. So one combo from Debox will in fact kill him, but he'll just come back to life. That could be a huge, huge problem. We've got all 6 items completed on Ezreal. Nicer Man goes for Furor Boots upgrade. Oh, wait. Yes, goes for Furor Boots upgrade. I love it. Really, really good on a kiting-oriented build to pick that up. Nicer Man's doing exceptional damage, and again, is going to be a really key part of winning this game from Red's perspective because of the utility he's able to provide and the poke that he can put down. Red really, really needs that in order to come out on top. Looks like they're going to pick up the late game blue. That will give them about 1,300 gold. Helps to close the gold gap a little bit. Nicer Man takes an ultimate from Infinite Destinies, but that's not really a huge issue. Nicer Man really full built and double buffed here. And double potted. So, wow, yes, look at the lifesteal off his Q. Really, really good. 329 AD coming out of Nicer Man. Oh, am I making that up? Yeah, I am making that. Nicer Man, 389 AD. Even better, 70 AP, thanks to, I suppose, the blue pot. Oh, yes, and the Iceborne Gauntlets, of course. So, Debox, oh, could indeed be going for a Guardian Angel. He does have the Negatron Cloak. He might be going for an Abyssal Scepter instead. It's only time will tell. He has 860 AP, even without a blue pot. Let's check out his passive right now. It's up to 150. Pinoy Penguin gets an ultimate on 4. Debox tries to get a stun on everyone. Infinite Destinies pays for it because it does go through on him. He has no Banshee's Veil. There's a lot of AoE damage coming on to Red right now. Nicer Man is down. Nicer Man is dead. There's no more Nicer Man. Debox gets caught. He gets a great stun, and Chunky Sucks will die for it, but he has a Guardian Angel, so he's going to pop back up. Only Docta and Climax are left. The first person to die, I'm not positive of that. It looks like that's not true, but oh no, it is true. The first person to die for Red Team was the one person that we said they needed to keep alive no matter what, and that's Nicer Man. This is a nightmare for Red Team. All that Blue has to do is take down an inhibitor and go for a turret, and it's over. And people that can stop the 4 that are alive from Blue are not alive right now. There's no way Climax and Docta can stop this push onto the tower. There's just no way. They have to try. They're fighters. They have to try to fight, but they don't need fighters right now. That's not going to work against the AoE damage this team is putting out. They are getting a lot of damage here, but Docta's going to fall almost certainly. Okay, so they're still alive. The good stun on Davey. Davey's taken out. Pinoy Penguin was taken out, and I am a flat-out liar. I lied to all of you. Somehow, Climax and Docta are able to do it. Climax has so much damage output despite only having a Black Cleaver for damage. I really don't think that was Docta's damage output. He has literally not a single item, except for boots, that's oriented towards dealing more damage. So that's really pretty incredible. I suppose when you look at that scenario, that's actually a really bad thing for Blue. Obviously it's a bad thing because 4 against 2, they couldn't get the 1 Nexus turret. So that's not so good. But it's even worse because they eliminated, in my opinion, the highest priority target right off the bat, Nicer Man. He was instantly removed. They couldn't have possibly had a better engage than that. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. In the end, they all died for it anyway. And the tower didn't even go down. Oh my gosh, a great stun on Infinite Destinies means he is down. Now we've got a reverse situation. The blue AD carry is the one that's down. They have 3 people dead right now, in fact. Debox goes for Azania's Hourglass just because he doesn't want to get randomly picked off. Chunky Sucks is going to go for Docta. He takes a stun and Docta manages to run out. No one else has died from blue right now, but Chunky Sucks is on his way out. He says goodbye. Docta has to recall. Debox is also low. So it could be that Red, we won't see Red pick up any more objectives off of this, but Nicer Man, remember, is going to have incredible damage output. I also don't believe Blue can fight. Debox is immediately removed. Pinoy Penguin will die for this. So he's gone, although he's really only there for his ultimate in the first place. And I guess, yeah, Red is going to have enough power to be able to take out this inhibitor. So both teams are now down a middle lane inhibitor. That should even out the lane push considerably. Nicer Man doing a really good job of maintaining the status of his Muramana. And Red looking at Baron. Oh gosh, I don't know. This is really big. This is really, really big. And it looks like it's not going to be really big in a bad way. Had they been able to be picked off by blue here, it would have been a tremendous problem for them and probably the game. But blue does not even try to make a play on it. However, now red is splitting up. Doctor's recalling and Ezreal's headed off on his own. Climax and Leona possibly in danger. They decide to just back up, realize that it's not worth it to be split up. We've now reached the point in the game where you basically can't ever be split up. Leona has to try to make a run for it. She runs the risk of being caught anyway. Alistar is much faster than her. The Caitlyn ultimate comes out on Leona. A little bit of a waste, but perhaps it's not a very long cooldown. It is almost a core of the way back up now anyway, so not really a problem. What on earth is going on? Oh, I thought it said Ezreal bought a Trinity for us, and I was like, no, he didn't. He doesn't have one. No, Vi sells her Black Cleaver and switches to a Trinity Force instead. I guess she figured there's not much armor stacking on blue, which I would have to disagree with. There's 3 armor items on Amumu. Only 1 armor item on Riven. And 1 armor item on Alistar. I guess I can understand. I suppose Climax just does not really care about really doing tons of damage to Amumu. So, and he's about the most armor-based target. An interesting choice. We'll have to see if that ends up being the right decision for him. Somehow Nidus or Man actually ends up getting hit with that. So he's going to go around looking for something to Q-steal off of. He'll hit the mini golems and be pretty much back to full. In fact, he will go back to full after hitting the mini golems. Red's now recalling. They want to try to push out their top lane. Looks like they might go for Dragon on their way out. This could be dangerous. Pinoy Penguin is right there, and blue team is collapsing with him. They'll probably get the Dragon anyway before Pinoy Penguin shows up. No, they will not. Pinoy Penguin picks it up, and Zane King is probably dead now. He needs to just flash. He needs to just straight up flash. It's too risky for him to stick around. He doesn't have the flash. That's why he wasn't flashing. Oh, no. Serious danger now. Serious, serious danger. Amumu still has his ultimate. He didn't have to blow his ultimate for that. Oof, this is rough. Now, blue is retreating to the middle lane. That's a good thing. Anytime that, for red, that's a good thing for red. Anytime that red can buy right now will really help them out tremendously. Nidus or Man just firing off ultimates to help the lanes push. Actually a good idea. Probably one of the reasons why they're going to have time for Zane King to respawn. Respond. Nope. Just kidding. Respawn without a D. Not sure why I got mixed up there. Alistar switching to an Oracle's Lens, or upgrading to an Oracle's Lens. It would appear that he has nothing else to do with his money. He does have full items. Infinite Destiny is going to fire off an ultimate. Climax just laughs it off. Probably absorbed it all with his passive. He's got plenty of health now. We've got 2 Thorn Mails on the side of red. Not a single Thorn Mail on blue. Makes a little bit of sense. Thorn Mail a higher priority when you have to face 2 physical damage champions. Although Vi is putting out decent physical damage as well, so you can't really laugh that off. The middle inhibitor is back up for red, still down for blue, but it'll be up any second. And red's looking to make a 5-man push down mid. Or more of a 5-man, just kind of stand around and see what's going on. Chances are good the reason that we see them being so hesitant is because they're not sure what objective they should be going for right now. I think they should pressure mid and then just switch around face tank, take the bottom turret. And do the same with the top turret, but that's easy to try to say from this scenario, as we're just watching. They're under a lot of pressure because anyone who makes a mistake at this point is going to lose the game. It doesn't matter if red loses 2 people and blue loses 2 people. Any mistake could win the game. Or any great decision by either team will win the game at this point. Nidus or Man gets caught out a little bit by Dota Leader Star. He's not really bothered. Climax commits, knocks up Infinite Destinies. Amumu goes in, pops his ultimate. Climax backs out. Pinoy Penguin takes full damage burst from everyone on the red team. He's gone. We see a lot of bursts coming out from Gragas. He manages to take out Nidus or Man, the most important member of the red team. Debox is getting cornered. He has to flash over the wall. Infinite Destinies is still alive. Climax is going to go down. Docta is going to go down here, and only Debox is left. This is going to be game. Docta can only rappel back down onto that barrel. He has no other choice, and this is going to be the game. Sheesh. I really think that was a mistake by Climax to engage on that like he did. The box is surely not going to be enough. We have two Guardian Angels going. Sorry, one Guardian Angel, two Banshee's Veils. If he doesn't pop those Banshee's Veils before they get onto him, he can't do anything anyway, because he'll get knocked up and just die. He really can't do anything to stop these guys. There's the knock up. He still hasn't popped the Banshee's Veil. He barely manages to live, but again, it doesn't matter because they're just going to take the Nexus. So really, really well played by Blue not to lose their lead and to pick up that win. Really nice job by them letting the other team initiate onto them. That was actually a good showing of what I've talked about with the sometimes you don't have to have the great game plan. Sometimes your game plan can be capitalizing on a mistake in the game plan of the other team. Climax engages on a really, really questionable fight, and Blue just picks it up and runs with it. Pinoy Penguin is able to get in on Nidus Herman and blow him up, followed up by the Gragas ultimate. He sees that those squishies are stuck under Curse of the Sad Mummy. He throws his barrel out. They pick up the most important target from the red team and push for the win. Really, really well executed there by the blue team.